This is Suzanne for Rainbow Loom, and today I'll be showing you how to make the Zippy Chain bracelet. This is an intermediate level bracelet. Now, let's get started. For this bracelet you will need 28 purple rubber bands, 22 turquoise rubber bands, 12 neon green rubber bands, and a C-clip. It's a good idea to have these items ready before you begin, so pause the video here until you're ready to follow along. Start by placing your loom with the red arrow pointing away from you. The first step in making this bracelet is placing the purple bands around the perimeter of the loom. I'll start by showing you how to do this, and then we'll fast forward so that you can see the end result. And there we finished placing the perimeter bands. Notice that we started at the middle pin, moved out to the outside, moved along the edge until the second to the last pin, and then we turned it into the middle. Then again we started at the middle pin, moved out to the right side, all the way up the side of the loom, stopped at the second to the last pin, and ended at the middle pin. Next we will start placing the bands on the inside of the loom. We'll start by placing the neon green from the middle pin to the next pin up the middle. Then we'll place two of the turquoise bands from this corner to the middle, from this corner to the middle. Notice how it makes the arrow shape. We're going to continue making that arrow shape up the center of the loom. Again, we move to the middle, outside in, making that arrow shape. Now we'll continue doing this till the end of the loom. Refer to the graphic at the top of the screen to help you remember the order to place your bands. Now we've finished placing all our bands on the loom. Before we move to the next step, we'll need to add a cap band on this last pin. I'll be using the purple color, that's the exterior color on our rubber band bracelet. We grab the rubber band, twist it into a figure 8 shape, loop it back over itself, and we'll place it on this last pin. Now we're ready to start looping. Turn your loom around so that the red arrow is pointing toward you. Now before we start looping, we need to point out that each one of these steps needs to be followed closely. Otherwise, when you go to pull your rubber band bracelet off of the loom, it will fall apart. So be careful when you're looping and pay attention to each of these steps. Now we're ready to begin. We grab our hook, hold it with the open side of the hook pointing away from us, this flat part next to us, because we'll be utilizing that to pull back the rubber bands. Remember to hold your hook upright when you're looping bands. The first step of the looping will be starting from the center pin, and we'll be pulling this purple band out to the outside. We do have 2 layers above that band, we have the cap band and this green band. So we'll pull those back. And we'll reach out, grab that outside purple band, then we'll pinch the cap band down with our thumb and pull this band out to the side. Next we'll be pulling this purple band. We'll use the back of our hook to pull the purple and the green rubber band back, slide our hook up the middle and loop it around the outside edge. The next step will be moving this green band from this first pin here to the middle. So we'll reach in and grab that purple band and we'll pull it up above this pin. Then we pull the two exterior sides. We use the back of our hook, pull those bands away, grab that bottom purple rubber band and loop it. We do the same on this side. We pull that bottom purple band up and loop it. Next we move up to this next arrow. Again, we'll start by looping the turquoise bands first, the point of the arrow. Those are just laying in there, so you grab that top turquoise band, pull it out to the side, grab the next one, pull it out to the side, pull the purple bands right here back, grab that green one, and pull it up. Now we can't forget to loop these outside bands. Everything must be pulled in the right order. So there, we've done that one. We go over to this side, pull all these bands back, get that purple band and loop it. We'll show you one more. Remember, we're looking at that arrow shape. We're going to pull the point of the arrow, these turquoise bands, out to the sides. We grab this top one and we pull it out to the side. Reach in there and grab the next turquoise band and pull it out to the side. Notice how when you pull them, they form this teardrop shape. That shows you that you're looping them correctly. Pull these bands back, grab that green one, and lift it up. Now, before you move to the next step, we'll need to pull these outside bands, but we need to be making sure that each row of these bands looks the same before we continue on to the next one. If you miss looping a band, you should see a big hole, and that's your clue that you need to go back and re-loop the bands correctly. So again, we move to this arrow and we'll start pulling those. Fast forward so that you can see the end result. Then these last two, we pull into this center pin. Now that we have finished looping the bands, we're ready to finish the end here so that you can pull it off of the loom. You get your hook, stick it through the channel of that pin, stick your hook out to the side, grab a purple rubber band, and you'll place that over the end of your hook, kind of pull against the hook, lift the hook up through, and get both those bands up on your hook, up to this thick part. Now, it's a good idea to use your fingers to pull the bands up over the lip off this first hook because it kind of gets stuck. And you can start pulling the bracelet off of the loom, kind of rocking it side to side. And there we have the Zippy Chain bracelet. Now when this bracelet is completed, again, it finishes at about 4 inches, which is about half the size of a standard size bracelet. So for an adult, we would add 6 single chains to extend this bracelet. For a child, you may want to add 2 or 3 single chains to extend this bracelet to fit your wrist. So because the exterior side of the bracelet is purple, I'll be extending that with purple. So we'll do a single chain of purple bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And we'll grab the end of the bracelet where that cap band was, and we'll stretch that over the end here, just over that pin. And then we'll start looping the single chain extension. And with the hook, we'll extend this rubber band out to this middle pin. And that makes it nice and taut so that we can snap our C-clip over that. You'll grab your C-clip so that the open side is on the bottom, and then you'll just snap it down over the bands. That one didn't quite make it, so let's try that again. You'll snap your C-clip down over the bands and twirl it. It's on there real good. Now we can lift that off. Then with this end that's on your hook, you stick your finger through that. Spread your fingers apart. Grab your C-clip so that the open side is out and just snap those together. And there you have your finished Zippy Chain bracelet.